From the Green Room Studios at Bates Nursery in Nashville, Tennessee, it's Gardening Inside Out, a podcast with highlights from our Saturday morning live show, answering all your gardening questions, giving you plant advice for any space in your life. Let's start the show.
Hey, y'all, it's Caroline Gant.
Hey, y'all, it's Austin Lowen.
Just kidding. It's Tyler Blankenship. You thought I wasn't here, did you?
Silence.
Tyler, you have to be here because it's your birthday.
Oh!
There it is.
Happy birthday, Tyler.
Happy birthday, Tyler. Thanks.
That's right. That's on the recording now.
Uh-huh. Did the button. Nice.
Yep.
Yep. March 11th here in Nashville, Tennessee, and Tyler is a year older.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Then marched on through
Yeah, you
to
did.
another year.
You made it. You done did it.
How's it feel, Tyler?
Well, I'm officially in my late 30s now.
No.
Join the club.
But
Or you just joined the club.
yeah, I did.
I
know.
haven't quite joined that club yet.
I'm catching up to Caroline's club. Austin's catching up to my club, which I am now a member of.
Now,
Yep.
everyone knows that I'm the oldest of this trio.
Yeah, I think they already kind of knew. Oh, but anyway, things are great. Tyler, what do you want for your birthday, man? Something plant related. So, if y'all don't know, we get each other plants for their birthdays. That's a thing we do here at the nursery. It's just part of it.
It's the best. I have a boxwood named after each of them.
Amongst other things, I've got a beautiful cherry tree y'all got me like 2 years ago. I'm
Yep.
waiting for it to flower.
Uh-huh.
Tyler,
That's right.
you've gotten things along the years. What's
American Ginkgo, I think, was the one you got me last year.
That's
right?
right.
Yep.
Love
The
that
little
plant.
baby American.
That's a cool plant, by the way.
It is.
Ugh.
It's a little ginkgo ball.
Love it. So, what are you thinking for this year? We all know, and everybody on this podcast know you love your fruits and veggies.
Yeah.
I do. I have gotten rid of some of my fruits, though. My peach trees are no longer in my garden. I've replaced them with gardening beds. So, thoughts? I'll get back to you.
Okay. We'll think about it as
know
we
what?
go on. What? You've thought about it.
Clematis? Maybe a clematis.
T.Y.'s on Team Clematis.
Oh.
I'm on both sides, baby.
Yeah.
I've already been Team Crossvine.
Today
Tyler's
you're
in
Team
the middle.
Clematis, though. Speaking of clematis, if we're going there, my clematis is cracking leaves.
Really? Mine is not.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Your clematis isn't?
Right.
Have you even looked at it?
Actually, I did look at it yesterday and like 3 days before. I even moved the leaves so I could see if it looked like it had life near the ground.
Is yours just going to come? But yours, did you leave the stems up?
Yeah.
Huh. See, mine's coming back from the stems really well.
Mine's not. I don't think mine is.
I'm doing something wrong.
No. What could I be doing wrong with the clematis?
Is that Fragrant Star? The one that we planted together?
No, that one died. That one died almost immediately. Actually, that one, it like died back after I planted it. Bloomed, it died back. I thought it was dead. It came back the next year. It bloomed like once and then it fully died. So,
Yeah, that's about my experience too, but I planted it in the wrong location and I mowed it with a weed eater and I never transplanted it to a sunnier spot.
that was
see.
during your weed eater time. You also hit a Japanese maple, didn't you?
And it died.
Y'all, be more careful with your... You can't even talk. Be careful with your weed eaters, people.
People, careful
It's
now.
not just y'all in this room. It's everybody.
Everybody listening.
Don't get so close.
Okay, see, the thing is, you have this false security, this false confidence, because you're like, yeah, I've handled a weed eater before. I know what I'm doing. But then the wire sucks it into the plant deeper, like, and you can't even think
Yeah.
as fast as it happens.
Well, I
It
know
does
that.
happen very fast. You're right.
That's why you got to stay back off of it. Look, if the weeds are getting real close to the stems of the plant, bend yourself down and pull it.
Band yourself on down.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you know
don't
what I
put that
did?
weed eater so close to that stem. You're only messing stuff up.
As punishment for myself, I made myself buy some of those little grass shears. the little sideways scissors for grass.
I know those. Tyler, if you're already going to get down there anyway, you may as well just pull them.
I love that you did that.
The funny thing is, like Sarah suggested, she was like, can't you just like mulch around the darn tree or plant? Like, why do you have to weed eat around it? Why don't you mulch it? So then you don't have to. Brilliant idea. I didn't think of that.
Well, the problem, though,
That's
is that
what you got Sarah for.
you still end up getting weeds through the mulch, and then you decide to weed eat over top of the mulch, and then you're kicking mulch everywhere.
Yeah, that is true.
It's almost worse. I'm telling you.
My worst weed eater experience was when I forgot to take my finger off the weed eater, turned it around, and chopped one of my house plants.
I'm telling you, guys, I'm gonna have a weed eater tutorial
Forgot to take
for
the
y'all
finger
too.
off the weed eater.
know.
It all happened so fast. I didn't get
happens
it a
fast,
lot.
doesn't
It was a big, tall cactus, and I just weeded a chunk right out of it.
Did you ever have that intrusive thought of like, what if, and then it comes true, like with the weed eater, you know? Like, what if I just like turned around and it chopped it off, and then,
And then you do it,
and then there it goes.
You're saying you've never made a mistake with a weed eater?
Never, not once.
You can't say that.
No, that's not true. I have made mistakes, but not as I've gotten older with like the plants that I love. Okay, look, the next time y'all make weed eater mistakes, I'm gonna bring my weed eater and like chop y'all's ankles.
What?
That's the punishment.
No.
That's gonna become the punishment.
Listen, a rose got my ankle yesterday, and that hurt enough. I'm good on having you weed eat my
You
ankle.
can chop
Well,
all
then
the
stop
plants
chopping.
you want, but you're not chopping my ankles.
Yeah,
I'll get
you're
them
not.
ankles.
I'm gonna start wearing steel boots here.
That's not gonna help your ankles.
No, they're gonna be fully made of steel.
I'm gonna go to the soccer shop, and they're gonna make me shin guards out of titanium.
They can't help you.
Yeah, they can.
Not with my weed eating skills.
These threats aren't gonna keep us from accidentally weed eating things in our beds.
It sounds like y'all kind of like it a little. You're like, yeah, I chopped it. It's hilarious.
There is a bit of the sadistic side.
I don't do
Yeah.
it a lot.
All right. Well, let's move on from the weed eater.
Okay. It's that time of year though,
Yeah.
so it made sense that we were talking about it.
I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not quite that time of year, really, is it? I mean, not tons of weeds are
Not
popping.
quite, but we are getting there. I
Let's-
thought about breaking
yeah.
mine out yesterday, but I didn't.
Yeah, we are getting there. You're right. And we are all getting there. This week is fantastic weather. It's 78. I'm even in shorts today. Tyler certainly is.
I'm not.
Nope, you haven't busted yours out yet, but that's
Not
always
yet.
a little later. That's okay.
Yep.
But you're in a t-shirt, and that's great.
I'm
And it is
later
sunny.
to the short game.
Yeah.
And it feels like spring today.
I
Like
did
for our
spend
show.
all day just about cleaning my garden beds yesterday
good.
because it's been so nice.
Such a great feeling.
Yeah, I pruned all of my panicle hydrangeas, pulled up a bunch of passion flower,
Nice.
cleaned up a crossvine because my husband accidentally started pulling it up because he thought it was a giant weed, I guess.
Oh, wonder why. Huh. Anyway.
You hush.
But to your point, great job, because
Thank you.
that does feel fantastic for gardeners to get out and clean up their stuff. It just does. There's nothing better.
Chop that grass, y'all.
I did that too. Yeah, I chopped all but one.
I chopped
well,
my
One
grass.
grouping of grass.
Did you?
Yeah.
I haven't quite chopped my grass yet. I'm leaving
You
it up.
usually don't until you see it peeking, right?
Usually, yeah. But I just like it up. I mean, I know a lot of people do too, but yeah, I just haven't quite got there yet. I did prune all of my incredible hydrangeas. They're nice and uniform.
I saw a picture of that. They looked great.
They do look good. Yeah. They made it nicely
Guys,
through. What?
I'm
Tyler?
sorry. I got to tell you something
What?
so important that I just discovered.
Tell us.
Oh my gosh.
Better be
Okay.
good.
Okay. First of all, you know those movies in the 90s, like The Karate Kid and stuff like that, where they had
course.
like the sound effects, like the whoosh, 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 whoosh.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. If you grow a big, what is it, the Rudbeckia maxima, the
Yes.
giant black-eyed Susan,
Mhm.
those stems that overwinter from
Oh,
the
yeah.
the stalks of the plant, when you do that, the whip sound happens. It's like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whoosh, whoosh. Every time. You can do it just a little bit too, and it makes the sound. I'm serious.
I can see that.
Huh, I've got some. I'm going to have to do that when I get home.
I was cleaning up and like popped one of those, and I just kind of was literally just moved it to the side to to like try and carry it out, you know, in this bundle, and immediately it was just like whoo, and I was like, oh,
I love how excited you were to tell us that.
I know.
it was really cool. And then I just remembered it,
Yeah.
just remembered to talk about it. So yeah, those fun little discoveries await you.
They do.
This, you know, the switchgrass that I chop, it looks like a little cute bushel of miniature cornstalk bundle.
Oh, yeah, because I always tie mine and then cut it. And I'm like, oh, look at you.
Yeah,
That's a good
imagine
tip.
you tied it together like a little thing and then set it up on your porch for some reason because you like dead things in spring. I don't know.
Me?
No.
No.
One might like
Oh,
dead things in spring.
I was like, no, I burned it all.
It is cute. It's probably worth a burn. I'm probably going to throw it in my composter
Yeah.
to get some brown in there for all the green that's about to hit.
Green is about to hit.
Oh my gosh, it's about to hit hard. I'm so ready.
I know.
Yeah.
I need to get some seeds today.
What are you going to get?
I want to
know.
get that hyacinth bean. We talked about hyacinth bean on the show a little bit.
We did it. I bought mine and I saw you just looking at it.
I get excited about that plant. I forget about it. I got a new spot in the garden. I want to use it. And I'm just going to start from seed. We talked about it last week. Like, best way to get plants is from seed. It's the cheapest way, and it's the most fulfilling thing on the planet.
It really is.
Guess who bought hyacinth bean this Saturday at Bates Nursery? It's not me.
Me?
It
No.
was no,
Joyce.
It was Joyce.
Joyce
Joyce
hooks.
did.
Yeah.
Joyce came in.
Shout out Joyce.
She's like,
Hey, Joyce.
had to.
Yeah, because we told her to, and she was out here immediately.
Yep.
She's smart though. Love Joyce.
Love Joyce. Always good to see her out here at the nursery.
She's
Always
killing
the
it.
best.
Yep. Hey,
She
mine.
really
Go
is.
ahead. What?
No, I was just saying Joyce really is. What were you saying?
She's great. No, I was saying my tulips also are up, looking good.
Oh my God, mine are up and looking like stocky, strong.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around.
You guys,
What?
I had all my daffodils and irises ripped out before they bloomed.
Tyler,
It was so sappy.
that's not what you do.
That's no, like you could just see the hint of yellow from the daffodil. And,
Oh my gosh.
And I
Did
was
you
just
save
like,
them or were you? Did you just...
No, they are on a trailer to another place now, somewhere.
Okay.
There's still flour probably inside the dump pile, you know.
Probably.
Making garbage beautiful. Look at you. You contributed.
That's right.
Proud of you.
Somebody's gonna see that and they're gonna be like, you know what, trash ain't that bad
Trash ain't that bad. Yeah. There's beauty in everything.
when you put a bulb in it.
Yep.
But it's to make room for new beds, new opportunities. Over the winter, I talked about my front yard beds. Well, it's getting real now.
Yeah.
Bushes have been ripped out.
I saw
Lines
pictures.
have been cut and edged.
It looks good. It's going to be clean.
That's right.
I mean, it already looks clean, but when you get all that stuff planted.
Yeah. I was out with Chris, one of our listeners. Chris, hey, he was out here earlier. He just had his third child. Congratulations.
Oh, congrats.
Congrats, bud.
And we were talking to him about the same thing. Tyler is like his bed, he had some things die or whatever. It happens. It's part of it, but it's an opportunity for a new something to get in his bed.
That's right.
So he was out here looking for something. He had a cryptomeria die on him over the winter, which is not that surprising. We got less than 10 this year, even around 0 over this winter. Cryptomeria hates that. Absolutely hates it. But he's like, you know what? I'm not that mad. I got a new spot. I can find a new plant.
That's true. That's a good way of looking at it.
It is. And we have to deal with
Making
that
room.
here. And I told him too, it's like sometimes with a design you have, or like you do your bed and you do it all at once and everything sounds great. Kind of like I did at my house. Like I did this whole design. And then like as the years go on, I'm like, sometimes you end up getting a little bored with the same stuff. So you're like, I'm either going to rip it out, move it. I kind of wish you would die. Some things do die and you get to replace. So it's like, it's kind of fun to go through the seasons and kind of switch stuff out as you want or as you need.
Yes, it is. And that's why I move my stuff. I've gotten better about it, though. I don't move stuff like I used to.
Yeah.
But I still do move it a little bit. And
Yep.
that's okay.
Yeah, we're getting to the point though now, Caroline, where like the stuff needs to be where it needs to be because it's starting to wake up a little.
I'm not moving any. Well, I do have stuff I still want to move. So just kidding. I have so much to plant still.
Yeah,
Got to put stuff in the ground.
I got some blueberries I need to plant.
I need to buy some blueberries.
Oh yeah, how's your little fruit garden going?
It
Didn't you say you're? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to up it. I did a lot of. I already told you guys I did a lot of pruning yesterday on fruit trees, and I love pruning fruit trees like actually a lot. Yesterday was like a lot and hard, heavy work, but like just pruning some fruit trees for leisure is like one of my favorite things to do, and I need to.
You
get some
pruned
more
like
fruit trees.
26 of them.
I did. It was a lot. It was a big day yesterday. Yes, it was hard work.
Is there anything that's the opposite of a sloth,
A cheetah,
like a monkey?
a fast.
You were probably a monkey.
I was up in those trees, monkeying around for sure. Yeah, I didn't use a ladder. I was just climbing branches, pruning.
I
That
love
was
that you
fun.
just climb up there and start cutting.
Huh?
It's pretty impressive.
It's fun, dangerous a little, but it's okay. I was safe.
Hey, but you're still here.
Still doing
kicking.
just fine. Yep, we're doing great. But anyway, yeah.
You don't have any fruit trees, do you?
No, not at the moment. I did have a peach tree, but it got rubbed so bad by a deer that the top part died, and then it came back from the graft union. So it's this weird little flowering peach that doesn't really produce peaches very well.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks.
That's a bummer. Are you going to plant any fruit trees this year?
I'd like to. I think so. Just to get some stuff going. If you don't plant them now, you're not going to really be able to enjoy any abundance of fruit unless you do it. So it's about that time. And
Now's
fruit
the
trees are
time.
still fairly cheap. Like they're not that bad.
No, they're not at all.
I mean, here you can still get a 6-foot tree for like $45. Like that ain't bad.
That's a good deal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we live, like 2 hours from like the nursery capital of the Southeast.
Yeah.
McMinnville and Smithville, Tennessee.
Macmillan.
Shout out to all them boys just growing trees like corn out
So
there.
many greenhouses out there.
It's crazy. It's beautiful.
I've got 2 apples and a pear, but they're all real old and gnarly.
I know yours are, real old and
Ancient. I had 2 pears and one just fell down randomly.
Have you ever trimmed them?
No, they're huge. When I bought my property, they were there, and I don't know how old they are.
Oh, they're old.
Especially the apple trees. I think they're beyond the point of
Choppy.
chopping.
Choppy.
It would be a big investment of time to really get out there.
Yeah, that's the problem. People need to know with fruit trees, like when you buy a fruit tree young, you have to work on it every single year. Give it one pruning year. That's all it takes. Okay, over the winter when it's dormant, you can see the sticks. If you do it once a year and you don't let it get out of bounds, once you let a tree get out of bounds too far, it's much harder to get it back in check than if you just do it once a year.
Do you think mine's checkable, though? Do you think I could still get it in?
Oh, you got to majorly check that thing. I mean, check it into the boards hard, like to get that thing back. Because you need to take a 30-foot tree down to like 6. And then would it even regrow?
Ooh,
I don't know. Maybe.
yeah,
That's
maybe
why
not.
I said choppy.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you know how I chopped my loquat and I said, I don't know, but you guys were like, yeah, it'll be fine. It's fine.
Of course it's
budding.
fine.
It's got buds
What did
all
we
up and
say?
down.
We told you it'd be okay.
The little, like, I think it's like 1.5 foot trunk. It was literally just the trunk. And now there's little nodules all over it.
I love chopping stuff and then watching it push out and seeing where it pushes from. Because it's got all that energy. It's got to go somewhere.
That's what I was about to say. Like, if it's a healthy plant for the most part and you take every leaf off, it's not just going to be like, I'm dead. Sorry. Like, it's going to regrow. Like,
Yeah.
for the most part, it has to, unless it's like diseased or whatever, or like there's a bad bug problem. Other
But
than
I
that,
feel like that's pretty rare.
it is. I mean, and honestly, it is pretty rare. It's just like nature, a little tree that comes up and a deer decides to eat it all. Just eat all the leaves and then move on. Was that tree just dead forever? No. It's
No.
going to leaf out. It'd be fine.
The tree goes, oh, man. And then, well, here we go again.
Yep.
And then does this, grows its little leaves. Oh.
That's what it does. So,
You know what?
what?
I had to learn a rough lesson with my ever-bearing mulberry tree.
Do you like yours? I've just put one in the ground last week.
Okay, here's the dealio. Nobody told me that for cultivation purposes, you should literally stake down like 3 major branches and pull them away from the center, and also chop the leader. So, yeah, I planted my little bare root stick, and then now it's looking like a nice little tree. Like the shape's good,
Yeah.
but yeah, I definitely should have like chopped it a lot lower, and then trained the branches to be
More out.
more
Wide.
out,
Like a vase?
because it naturally wants to go kind of more straight up.
Oh yeah, and they want to get big, and birds absolutely love mulberries. And you let a tree get too big, like, and you don't pick them, they're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, the birds are all over. I mean, I got like 2 or 3 big mulberry trees just on the wood line, and I've eaten the fruit before, but very minimally because, like I said, the birds just end up taking them. But the trees are way too tall. I ain't as good as I love and climbing trees.
As good as
I
I
ain't
love.
climbing them like way
Ain't
too
doing
tall. I can't, like bear hug it and get up there enough to climb it. So, like I said, you got it, like you just said, Tyler, getting the limbs lower. Kinda
Surprisingly,
like a peach tree.
there's been so much fruit on my mulberry tree, even with birds, that I can eat my fill
That's awesome.
and really not miss out on anything.
How long have you had yours planted?
That's definitely like a 5 or 6 year old tree. That was one of the first trees I planted back there.
I'm glad we talked about this, though, because I knew nothing when I planted it.
Yeah.
But now I know.
And just the one tree. I did not plant 2, so it was self-fertile.
Mm-hmm. They're good. They're good little. They look a little weedy. They're not like the prettiest tree on the planet, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay with
that
that.
fruit's tasty though.
I don't know if I've ever had mulberry before. I must have.
It's
know.
like a less punchy blackberry, but like way less. Like
Yeah,
less sweet and also less tart.
But tasty in a way.
But it's got berry flavor.
why isn't mulberries in more grocery stores? Like, is it just because they're hard to harvest and birds get them and all that stuff?
I mean, as soon as I take one off the tree, the juice is already on my fingers, man.
I
It's
know.
probably difficult to handle.
probably.
Like they probably mush up real bad, and
Yeah.
like how would you present that to somebody if it had to go through processing?
It's a good point.
That is a good point.
Mhm.
But
If
you
you're
can,
listening right now and you know the answer, let us know.
yeah,
Tyler's right.
you can pick a mess of them though, and really go to town.
I love mulberries.
I'm going to do that with my tiny mulberry tree.
I just love snacking. If you had that and a service berry,
I know.
back and forth all day.
I still don't have a service berry. Austin, you need a service berry.
Nah,
No
Nah.
service berry for Austin.
I don't care about service berry all that much. I like the fall color better than I like the taste of the fruit.
You will if it's an
love
autumn
it.
brilliance and full ripe fruitness. Yeah.
Not for me, really. Nah,
Look at
Oh,
him.
okay.
I don't like them all that much,
I'm
man.
gonna take you out to the tree lot when they got fruit on them. We're gonna snack.
Tyler and I did that one day. It was great. We stood back there snacking.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah, we'll
wonderful. And there were so many you couldn't even tell we snacked on them. There were so many back there.
It's true.
It was
we could
crazy.
not get them all.
Yeah.
He still hates
Well, I
it.
bet our listeners are thinking about all the fruit trees that they're going to plant.
Yeah, why don't you get
And
you
all
a
the
snack
blueberries and blackberries, make themselves a snack forest.
and then come back, even though you can just press pause on the podcast, I guess. And then
Or
press
you could bring us with you because we're in your ears right now if you have headphones on.
yes. And when you resume, the show will start. The show from March 8th.
The show will keep going.
It was
Well,
good.
yeah, let's get into it.
I hosted this time. I
Oh,
subbed
that's
for
Sorry,
David.
I
right.
was trying to think. I was like, who was here? That's
Just
right.
some guy.
We're going to hear Tyler a lot more in this broadcast. He was subbing in for David. We had Rachel Chapman doing Tyler's job, so you will hear her just a little bit. She doesn't get on the mic too much, but shout out to Rachel. She did a great job on Saturday filling in. But enjoy.
Caroline, do we have a plethora of questions this morning?
We do, but we also have a plethora of things here at the nursery
Oh,
that I
you
did
do?
want to talk about for a
Okay.
moment.
Okay.
And what is that, Austin?
Statues.
Statues. We are
Statues.
busting into statuary. We're almost done getting all the statuary out. So if you're looking for something cool to have in your landscaping and your garden beds that's going to hold interest year round, because statuary does not go dormant unless
No.
it crumbles into the earth.
It's pretty
Which
dormant all
these
the
will
time,
not.
though.
Yeah.
So,
But we have a really great selection right now. We have spent the last couple days breaking them out, lifting some very, very heavy pieces of statuary. Nobody got hurt. It's been a great, great time.
I'm hurt.
you're hurt?
I'm hurt. My back's broke.
Yeah,
Mm. Fingers hurt. All of it. But you know what? We do it for you. And I was thinking last night, why do we do statuary? What's the whole point of it? Okay. You know what? Who I'm talking to specifically? Hey, Chris, I'm talking to you. Hey, Sam Boyette, I'm talking to you.
Oh, yeah.
Over the past week, y'all have told me, I don't really have any more space for plants, which is kind of a lie for you two, okay? Because you both bought plants.
You just called them liars.
Plant liars.
Live
It's okay.
on the show.
It's okay. They understand what I'm talking about. They come out here, they're looking for this one little spot they've got, they need a plant for it. You know what? Sometimes, y'all, we don't have the space for another plant, okay? You got that spot where you've got 2 shrubs or whatever. You can't fit another one in there, or it's going to look stupid to just put one little thing in there. It's not going to look right. It's not the things, but you've got that open little spot for something. That's the spot for a statue.
It is
And
the
that's
spot.
why we break our backs for you, because you can find that little angel, or that little doggy, or little
Or
kitty
that
cat.
gargoyle. We have so many of those.
A gargoyle. Rachel, you love dragons. You've got dragons. See?
Rachel's got dragons. She
Uh-huh.
got a cute little one last year that we got in from Mazzarelli. I've got the Garden of Good and Evil statue, the girl with the
Yes.
hands doing this.
Uh-huh.
She's creepy.
Yes.
She looks great. She's in my shade hosta bed. So when all of my hosta's dormant, she's still just standing there,
I got bunnies.
staring straight ahead.
got
I've got
bunnies?
bunnies too. Yeah.
Bunnies are great for a garden bed. Like, it just takes your gardening level to, like, pretty good to, like, stepping it up a notch whenever
Yeah.
you start
To
getting those
great.
pieces in there, okay?
That's right.
Put a bench in there and sit in your garden. Put a bird bath by it and watch a bird
So
bathe.
many bird baths.
Don't watch them bathe. They don't like that.
Give them their privacy.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't
do
need
we
to
have
watch
any
'em.
gnomes out there?
There's certainly gnomes.
I think we do.
I haven't seen
No,
any gnomes.
not
No.
this year.
He's hiding.
He might still be hiding in a pallet.
Is
but
he the one that
honestly, I'm not sure
unplugged
if
the
we got any.
computer yesterday? Maybe it's a gnome?
That's where the gnomes are. They
I think
escaped
that's
the pallets.
gremlin.
Oh, gremlins.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's right.
we have those
something.
here.
Yes. But
Dangerous.
anyway, we've got so many statues for you. And like I said, it just ups that gardening game.
It
And
looks
like
like
you
it-
said, they never go away.
Yeah,
They never
it
go
looks
away.
like the Isley truck came in this week, too. So.
That
Oh, yeah.
too.
Yeah, it
You
actually
see all the
it backed
Isley in the
up
room
to the
right
green
now.
room, and we unloaded in here, and we just got it cleared out enough now to have the show.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yes.
So much Isley. But yeah, so many things. I mean, not just statuary, pottery. We got so many houseplants in this week, too. Really, really cool houseplants. My greenhouse is full right now. Isley's here. We got so many trucks. We got a big truck of our first round of annuals, right? I'm not sure what was in there because I've been up towards the front of the nursery. I haven't even made it back there.
I mean, I wouldn't say big or anything, but it's the first start. Kind
Right.
of like Teresa just rode up there. She's got the fever. Tell her what kind of fever, Tyler.
Spring fever.
There he is. He's here all day.
Wow.
He's here all day.
Oh.
Uh-huh. So we've all got it.
We all do.
Everybody's got it, and
Who's
we're
got the
bringing it in.
cowbell?
I don't know. We need
I
more
didn't
of
bring
it.
the-
We need more cowbell. All righty.
There it is. Well,
There we
speaking
go.
of spring fever, let's get into our questions because we've got a good spring fever question that
do
is
it.
right up someone's alley in here. What is your favorite combo for a beautiful porch planter arrangement?
Oh God.
Oh man, that's a loaded question right there.
We can't go favorite with a combo. I can't personally because I switch my combos every single year.
I will say one of my favorite spillers, Dichondra Silver Falls. That
Took
one's
it
great.
right out of my mouth.
It goes great in shade. It can handle some sun. And it just keeps growing. It keeps cascading. So if you have a tall planter that you want to put a spiller in the front of this mixed arrangement, do that one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let it spill down your stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Because it will.
You could, you just let it go.
Like the song, Let It Get.
And then you can snip it and then make a wig out of it and wear it as hair.
I did that once. There's a video on the
cool
Bates
hair.
page from years and years ago.
It
But
flips well.
what else would you guys put? I mean, that's my spiller. So what would your thriller be?
That's just one aspect of the planter.
So we've got our spiller,
yes.
thriller, and our filler. You've got your 3 elements in that mixed container. So we've got 1. We have our spiller.
Dichondra Silver Falls. I love it.
2.
What a good one. The second one, let's go. We going thriller. I'm going thriller just because that's
You
what
should
I
go
like to do.
thriller. Yeah.
You know, have you tried out New Guinea Impatiens as your thrillers?
Oh.
Dark
That
leaves,
one's good.
bold blooms. I mean, some of the most beautiful blooms you can get on that. Pure white all the way to pure like cool pink. What's that word? What's the word for great pink? Fuchsia? One of those.
Hot.
Hot.
Pink.
There it is, Josh. Yes.
Hot pink, baby. All the way to light pink. It doesn't matter. But if you've got honestly, if you got a little bit of shade on your front porch, like they don't want full blazing sun. Can they live in full blazing sun? They can, yeah. But the color gets bleached a little bit. And what we really want is that dark foliage with a veiny underside of the leaf, which is money power. And then fantastic blooms atop of that. So as a thriller plant, New Guinea Impatiens are
That
a
one would be
fantastic
good.
one.
And the contrast between the Dichondra, the Silver Falls, and then the dark leaves on that. Ooh. All right, so now we've got our filler.
What's our
Let's go to
filler
the other
material?
side of the room, Josh. Tyler?
I'm an herb guy.
Okay.
Okay, adding an herb in there.
A foliage texture.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would go with catmint.
Really?
Yes.
Tyler, that's random.
That
Why is it random?
I feel
I
like
don't know.
would it eat
That's
the
a-
pot?
I don't know. I have
I love catmint.
my phenomenal lavender right now is a thriller, and my catmint is the filler in front. And
Nice.
that's great.
That sounds gorgeous.
I just keep trimming on it, but it's nice and bushy when I want it to be.
Lemongrass.
That's a real thriller.
That would be good. It would be a very big filler.
Yeah.
But it would work. But like Tyler was talking about cutting back his catmint, I feel like that one, and it's culinary, so cutting on it and keeping it in check, I mean, then you could use it to make some great
Lemongrass
soups,
almost on its own
sauté, stir
could be a thriller, a spiller, and a filler.
Yeah.
Because
It
of
would
how
eat that
big
pot.
and bushy and crazy it gets.
I mean, that's kind of a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
That
need to
one gets
harvest
huge.
it as you go. So I
Yeah.
mean, just keep it in check, right?
Oh, most definitely.
This could be the whole show right here, just
could.
talking about this question.
Really?
But
Oh, yeah.
It
you
could
just
lead to blows too, because there's a lot of differing opinions about your planters. And
I'm
your
a plant pacifist. That's
Okay.
fine.
are.
Austin starts fights.
You're within arm reach.
yeah.
He does. One year we had a little mixed container
Kerfuffle.
something going on.
Debate?
Debate.
you had a mixed
rivalry?
container off.
We had a mix in it. I had Dichondra Silver Falls. I had I can't even remember. It was all pink stuff, pink and silver.
Yeah.
It was stunning.
We've done so many mixes in the day, and they're
What
so
do you
fun.
like?
That's
I
the
mean,
thing.
that's it.
That's that you can come out to this place and see anything you could potentially want to
What you
mix
need
together.
to do is get you a coffee, come out here beginning of April when we're starting to get all those flowering things in. You take a walk, you talk to everybody, you talk to us, you talk to the people back in the greenhouse about our favorite things, what would handle full sun or shade. I mean, it's hard to just talk about this.
You can looky-loo before you buy-loo, too.
For
can.
sure, you have to. You could spend an hour back there getting. One of my favorite things to do with a customer is get in a cart, get in their pot that they bring in from their house if they want, or one that they buy from us here. We walk around that annual greenhouse and we just put combos together and see if you like it with that or not. The contrast, the non-contrast, the all green, the herb pot, whatever. It's so fun to mix containers.
So fun.
It is
So
the
fun.
best, the best time. But let's mix it up. Let's get another question in.
Yeah.
What shrub is best for a 3 to 4 foot box hedge in dampish soil? It is full sun. I like how specific they are.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, very good question.
Very
Does it say
descriptive.
evergreen?
It doesn't say evergreen.
It doesn't? Okay, that's good because evergreen's in a dampish spot. Because at first, whenever you said a box-like hedge, where am I going?
Boxwood.
Of course, but
Duh.
boxwood doesn't like it
Look
wet.
at this guy.
Boxwood does not like it wet, y'all.
That's
Look,
true.
you know I love my boxwoods. They don't like it wet. Don't do it. You're going to see issues, okay? So, but are there plenty of plant? The hedge is what's throwing me. The hedge is kind of tough
Oh, he
for
had
a
to close
wet
his
spot.
eyes to really think about it.
I mean,
I'm going Father Gilla.
okay, Tyler, that's a good idea.
That's
Blue
not boxy.
mist,
Yeah.
Blue mist, blue shadow.
blue shadow.
Either
Do
way.
they like full
That's-
sun, like all day sun?
Full morning sun is what it said. And,
I just had full sun.
oh, well,
Either way, full
maybe,
sun.
I hope I didn't write that down wrong, but my Father Gila gets full morning sun, and it's doing great.
Yeah.
Afternoon shade.
And those super cute blooms in the spring.
It's not boxy, but what about dappled willow?
Totally fine for
Yeah.
that scenario.
Oh, and you could hedge that up like crazy as long as you kept it in check.
Yes.
Well, you have to keep it in check, kind of, because it's just insane. And the more you cut on it, the more it busts new growth, which is what we want from the dappled willow. If you don't know dappled willow, what Josh is talking about, it's a variegated pink and white new growth bust, which is insanely pretty in the spring.
Yes.
Very, very nice. But if you don't keep it in check, it gets 10, 12 foot tall in every single direction.
And if you don't keep it moist, it dies.
Exactly. It
Yes.
needs it more. So that would
I'm
be
a
cool.
victim of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same. I
So
think
am
we were
I.
victims of that the same year, Tyler.
We got excited. We planted it. It got dry. It died.
You know, we have a lot of twin
Twins.
dead plants.
We do.
Oh.
Like a lot.
3 out of 4 of mine passed last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't
It was
plant them
very
last year,
dry
though,
in
did you?
summer.
August got
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, and it's no joke. If they miss 1 or 2 waterings, they're torched. I mean, that's just how quick a willow can go. But a great one for a wet spot. Itea comes to mind, Sweet Spire for sure. If that one almost makes a hedge just on its own, you plant one and you end up getting a little thicket of stuff. So we go back to Itea a lot, but it is a really versatile plant.
It is.
Especially for a wet spot that gets in that size range you want.
Yeah.
There's some
I
native
love that
options
plant.
too. Buttonbush comes to mind, Cephalanthus. Now that gets big, so you need to cut on it to keep it in check. But it's a nice little hedgy native. Why not?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's get to another question. This one, someone in this room is going to know what to say. Looking for a pink or purple flowering vine to cover a 10-foot tall gazebo roof.
Pink or purple flower and vine. Okay, I've got one that I know you think I'm going to say. And I am going to say clematis. Let's be honest.
Duh.
We all love clematis. Everybody does. Because it's great.
Yeah.
You know what else comes to mind, though? It's an annual vine that you can start from seed that literally gets 15 to 20 foot tall in a season.
Oh,
Hyacinth bean.
yes.
There you go.
People, have you tried hyacinth bean?
Now, if you've got a substantial structure, what about wisteria?
If it's substantial.
Yes, you
It's
have
going
to
to
have.
eat it, though.
Uh-huh.
It will.
But let's go back to the hyacinth beam.
Yes,
Not that I'm cutting you off,
no,
Josh,
no.
but somebody sent in a photo at the end of the season last year. Do you remember that? It was climbing up the side of their porch, and it was gorgeous.
It's
I want to try that this year. I
Y'all,
don't know what
it's-
I'm going to have it climb on.
you can get a packet of like 20 seeds for like $3. And this one seed from seed in the ground that you put in the ground about the same time as you do corn or beans or sunflowers.
Your
when
favorite
it's warm. Yeah.
corn.
Drop them in the dirt. It's going to reach 20 foot tall by the end of the season. And it is going to bloom fantastic little pinkish purple blooms with purple foliage amongst it. It's a vine that you got to try. And it's so cheap. Save your money, y'all. Plants are expensive. Buy seeds if you can.
I do have a question on this one. Will it reseed and go everywhere? Do you know?
No. It's not like horrible everywhere.
So it's not
no.
going to be like morning glory.
It does reseed. I
Yeah.
will give you that, but it's nowhere near like Morning Glory. Morning Glory and Hyacinth being nowhere near together.
Okay. So it's well behaved.
It is well behaved, way more than Morning Glory.
How would
know-
it do
Unlike-
with a chain link fence?
Fine.
Fine.
It doesn't matter. It runs up anything for the most part.
You know what I'm going to say?
Say it.
Passiflora incarnata.
Oh, our native.
Oh, that would be
passion
good
flower.
too. Yeah.
Our native
AKA
wildflower.
Okoe. Yes, that one is amazing. It could get a little dirty at the end of the season, but just clean it up, and it's going to reseed in places. Embrace it if it's around your gazebo. Just use that, nurture it, train it back up. The rest you can just pull them out really easily,
And you'll get fruit.
and you'll get fruit around
Oh, May
August,
pop.
September. That's
Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
because
you
in
get-
May they're popping up.
you get adorned with probably the coolest blooms on
They
the
look
planet.
like they're from another planet.
Yes,
Not
they
to
do.
mention
Very
the smell.
alien.
They're alien blooms.
And you get fruit.
And you get fruit.
And you get fruit. I've got them growing on my property, and I love them. They stay in check, unlike another type that we're not going to talk about today. Teresa says Oreo seeds.
They are Oreo seeds, Teresa. You know Hyacinth bean,
I was
girl.
like, what is
Oreo
that?
I see you, Teresa. Yes, they're Oreos. They are perfect little two black both sides, cream in the middle, Oreos, and they're delicious.
Teresa, what?
Yeah, don't eat those seeds, Teresa. They don't taste like
Okay,
Oreos.
you just said they're delicious, and I was like, ooh,
I lied
I'm
about
going to
that.
grow it and eat it.
I'm
Okay,
backtracking. Don't eat them. They don't taste like
Y'all
Oreos.
don't listen to
They
Austin.
just look like them. And Teresa, thank you for that. Yes, they are a great plant. Great plant.
And then Kay says it might have been my hyacinth bean vine. I planted seeds in a planter and it trailed up over a screen cover. I believe that's right. It was on the side of a porch and it was gorgeous. I mean, the whole picture was stunning. I remember like the shrubs and flowers that you had in there. Wowza. So I think we found a winner.
Yeah. It's like a lot of things, like you said, like it does reseed. So you can almost treat it as a perennial plant. If you let it go to seed, leave some of those seeds on there. Don't harvest them because they make these purple seed pods, like glossy purple seed pods that are almost just as attractive as the flowers and the foliage. Like, man, close up, Rach. Thank you.
Yes, I was like, oh, look at us.
Purple hyacinth bean, purple everywhere.
I don't know what's going on.
That has happened before. That camera is a troublemaker, just like those two.
It's okay.
We're not. But shout out to Rachel. Look, she's controlling things. I don't know how Tyler does it, and now I don't know how Rachel just jumped right in as doing it. It is.
I just berated her with lots of information. That's all.
My brain
And
would
then
have exploded.
She tries to accept, and then she gets most of it, and it's amazing in the short window of time.
She's nailing it.
She is nailing it.
Absolutely.
Good work. Yep. But I'm going to plant that hyacinth bean. I remember seeing that picture from Kay last year and saying, this is something that I want to plant. So I'm glad we talked about it today because I completely forgot. Yep. I'm going to buy those seeds in the garden center today.
Before we move on, real quick though, with hyacinth bean, know this. Do not fertilize hyacinth bean, especially with nitrogen. Okay? I did that one year because I'm trying to push growth, just getting that blue water out and getting all crazy with it. I did that. I got a massive plant with all leaves, no blooms, not one through the whole season. Don't do it. They like poor kind of soils, so do that, okay?
Gardening Inside Out is brought to you by Earth Mix Garden Products, creating regionally sourced high-quality soil blends and amendments for the sustainable-minded gardener. Fall and winter are great times to plant in the Southeast, and Earth Mix can help you with Landscape Soil Conditioner. Mix Landscape with your native soil to feed all winter long. Added mycorrhizal fungi help your plants get established faster and increase hardiness through the year ahead. Visit earthmix.net for more information and retailers near you. Remember, success begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix Garden Products. Let's get back to something that I know we're all waiting to see what it's going to be.
I don't know what it is.
Push that button, Rachel.
Rach.
Like I said, the goat.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rach.
Rachel also did an eyebrow lift right when that beat dropped.
At the ending bass note, yeah.
Wish we had had a camera on that because that was amazing.
Good job, Rach. Thank you.
Good work.
All right, y'all. It's the goat. And it's the goat time. All right. We're about to transition into all outdoor plants for the most part, okay? We're all getting itching for the outside stuff that's happening. But before we move to that, I wanted to talk about the goat houseplant, okay? The goat tropical, the goat houseplant. Yeah, I'm doing it, Caroline.
Wow.
I'm doing it because this has been a plant that gets just mistreated. Mistreated like crazy. It's the most famous houseplant. It's the most infamous houseplant, if you will. You see it on commercials. You see it in fancy corners of people's houses. A lot of times you see it looking awful. And this is the Fiddle Leaf Fig.
Oh.
Fiddle Leaf Fig is the goat of houseplants.
Look at that.
Rachel even has pictures up, okay? This comes from my mother's house. Okay, this is a Fiddle Leaf Fig that I separated with my boy Shane Flacco. How you doing? Hope you're doing all right. We separated it into two. It was two in the same pot. I separated with a Sawzall. Surprise, surprise. I put that into the pot.
Surprise.
I gave it to Mama. It's been in that exact same pot. You can't even see the pot, but it's not all that big. But I gave it to her, like I said, about 8 years ago. She's had it in her sunroom. And that's what it is right now, okay? It's been in the same pot for that long. It has not really been necessarily thriving. It looks fine. Don't get me wrong. It looks fine. But it was a little bit off color. Needs a little bit of something. So I decided to put that blue water to it, okay? Shout out Mama, Dad, two goats in my life. Old Nanny, old Billy. Them old Nanny Billy goats. They're just
Actual
killing it
goats.
out there. They're my goats, okay? Mom and Dad, hope you're doing good. They're having a trip this morning. My dad's birthday was yesterday.
Oh,
Dad,
happy
love
birthday.
you. Happy birthday. Hope you're having fun on the trip with Mama this morning. And one thing that happens with mamas and dads, what do we know? Mamas can't get rid of nothing, okay? Especially when it comes to plants, all right? I asked Mama, I was like looking at the dirt. I was going to go fertilize the Fiddle Leaf Fig for Mama, okay? And I was looking at the dirt, and I'm like, Mama, what is this? And she was like, well, you know, I had an old plant with there was still some dirt left in it. So I was like, I can't get rid of this. So I put it on top of this dirt. I'm like, oh, Mom, you you just can't get rid of stuff. If there's a plant, she can't get rid of it. If there's old dirt, she's going to use it. That's how it works. And then old Dad comes through in the background. You go out to Dad's shed. What's he got? He's got the cupboard thing or whatever that's full of all the stuff.
Just completely organized, pristine.
No, it's not necessarily all organized, but it's pretty good. Dad's got everything he needs. Fertilizer, weed killer. He got that broadcast spreader. He's ready to go with anything you need in that little gardening area, okay? So thanks, Dad, for that. What I did is I got that blue water out. Dad's always got that blue water. What are the numbers? 24,816 is what I fertilized this Fiddle Leaf Fig with, okay? Juiced it. I mean, we're growing leaves on a Fiddle Leaf,
wow,
okay?
you really did.
Really juiced it.
That's a good number.
And I
for
asked
that.
Mama last night, because I just did this last weekend, and I asked her, I said, how's it looking, Mama? She was like, I swear it looks more green. I think it's doing good. So I'm like, okay. But people give Fiddle Leaf Figs such a bad rap. They think it's so hard to deal with. You know what? I'm mad because it's not hard to deal with. Caroline, you told me just this past week you've had a Fiddle Leaf Fig for years, and you can't even kill it. You don't even.
You said it like I kill everything.
No, I don't. I'm saying you've tried even to kill it because you don't even necessarily like them all that much. You kind of mad at Fiddle Leaves too.
I like them, but they're very troublesome for people. And honestly, I don't really understand why. Sometimes, well, it's loving them too much, I would say.
Exactly. And that's why I did this whole segment. Because they get too bad of a rap.
They completely thrive on neglect.
Exactly. If you look at that Fiddle Leaf Fig, and it's been, say, if you're a waterer that's like, I do it by time, which I don't recommend this ever, but if you're like, oh, it's been 2 weeks, I haven't watered my fig, and you look at your fig, and it still looks good, and it doesn't look bad, but you're like, I'm going to water it anyway, it's been 2 weeks, then that Fiddle Leaf Fig's going to get mad at you.
Is it?
It's going to change. Oh, yeah. It's going to be like, no, you water me, I'm about to throw some spots on. I'm going to get some black, yellow spots, and I'm going to look gross.
I'm doing it.
I will don't do it.
On that watering thing, I can't remember if I've talked about this on the show or not, but I've had a Fiddle Leaf Fig. I ran out of room to put stuff when I brought all my plants inside. I have 3 Fiddle Leaf Figs, maybe 4. But I put this one in my downstairs bathroom, has no windows, no way of getting any natural light. Like even if the door's open, it's hallway. So there's no light coming in. There's only one single light bulb. It's not a grow light bulb. We don't use that bathroom a whole lot, so it actually sits in the dark. I've watered it once this winter, and it is pushing new growth, very healthy leaves. It probably has about 9 new leaves coming out. It's kind of thriving in there. I mean, I'm going to move it out. It's lost about 4 of the older leaves towards the base of the plant. So that just goes to show how much neglect it can take. Watered it once since October.
Keep it in the closet.
That's what I'm telling you, people. If you want a plant that looks fantastic, that, like I said, they use on television because it's so attractive. If you want that and you don't want to do anything, grow a Fiddle Leaf Fig.
Grow a Fiddle Leaf Fig.
Now, we don't recommend putting it in the dark. Put it in the light. It's going to be great in light. It wants as much light as you can give it, y'all. Naturally, where it lives in like Brazil, it's like a 40, 50-foot tree. Let's be honest, okay? It's thriving in full sun in Brazil. Like, that's what it wants. But do not overwater your Fiddle Leaf Fig. Do not put it in a massive pot. Do not put it in a corner of a dark area just because you like the way it looks. Like, give it what it wants, but at the same time, don't give it too much.
Don't give it too much. I would say 2 things, 2 big keys with those is don't overwater, like Austin said. They like to sit dry. They can sit dry for extended amounts of time. Also, do not put them over a vent or under a vent. That will make them drop their leaves and die. Those are the 2 big things. But we did get a live question in about a Fiddle Leaf Fig. Michael on YouTube asks, is today the day I finally repot my large Fiddle Leaf Fig? Any reason to wait until later in the season? I would say you can go ahead and do it. I tell people to wait till spring or early summer. We are getting into those longer days. We're about to be into that time change where it's going to be dark even later. Doesn't mean the day's longer, but I'm excited about that. Michael, I would say you're good to go ahead and repot it. Just make sure you water it thoroughly. Don't really disturb it. Put it in the same spot, and then it should be just fine.
Michael, it's going to be great.
Michael, it is going to be great.
Just repot it.
Let us know how it goes. Take a picture, Michael.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I repot.
Come here and shop with us.
Get a new pot.
Yeah, come get a new pot.
Oh, Michael, if you don't have a pot, come see us and pick out a pot.
Michael,
We've got
come
so
in.
many.
Let's repot it together, man.
There you go.
Let's have fun repotting a fig. I love it.
Together.
Austin has a 100,000+ view video on repotting a Fiddle Leaf Fig.
That's right.
He does.
So
That's a fact.
These 2 are profesh.
Influencers.
Oh, yeah.
Baby.
Totally. Hey, and then we got another live question in that says, my husband never lets me plant clematis around the house. He thinks the roots will mess up the foundation or concrete. Should I be cautious about this? And this comes from Dina.
Dina, you tell your husband, no, I'm doing it this year.
You need to sit him down.
That's right.
Put him in front of the show. Maybe he's watching right now.
Yeah.
Maybe he got it
Call him
mixed
in.
up with, wisteria.
Maybe. Maybe.
That could be.
Because, clematis is not like that. I mean, I've had clematis.
Yeah, wisteria will tear the house down. It's not going to mess with your foundation.
Clematis is like, don't mind if I grow here, guys.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It'll take the siding off. It'll pull the gutters off. It'll crush wrought iron structures. It could get very aggressive. But clematis,
Wisteria, climbing hydrangea, good amount of fear.
Yeah.
Clematis,
No fear at all.
no.
It's been on my foundation for 4 or 5 years now. I've never even thought about it. Like, it's got a very fibrous kind of root system.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
Nah.
it's not hurting anything.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see pictures soon. But yeah, Austin has it planted like directly against his
Brick
house.
wall. Yeah. And it's been there for a while. You know what, Dina? Tell your husband to come in. We'll chat. I'll show him some pictures of clematis. We'll go through the whole clematis portfolio, and we'll get him on board.
Portfolio.
We'll get him on board.
Dino,
okay?
we're going to get you some clematis planted nice and close to your house.
Yeah,
Don't
we
you
are.
worry. All right. And then Joy says, I started seed for the first time this past week.
Joy's first time starting
First
seed?
to
Woo!
germinate.
Oh, boy.
I've also started Love in a Mist. I haven't grown that one, and I really want to. And show favorite, Gomfrina.
Gomfrina, the worst plant name ever for a plant that is actually fantastic.
I love that name.
Gomfrina is not a
Gomfrina
cool
is so
name.
fun to say. Next time I get a dog, I'm probably going to name it Gomfrina.
No, I feel like
and
there's
call
like-
it Frina for short.
I feel like there's like something in my mouth, like marbles in my mouth when I say that word.
Gomfrina.
Yeah, I like
Gomfrina.
but I do love the plant. And Joyce, good for you for starting seed.
Gomfrina is one of my favorites, and it reseeds itself, and also they hold their color, they dry, and then they still look fresh in your container. So it's a great dried flower. I actually used dried hydrangea blooms and Gomfrina blooms in a little like willow wreath I had. I put all those dried flowers in. It's on my front porch. And they're very colorful still. Sprayed it with hairspray to hold it. But
no way.
Pro tip.
They still make
pro
that?
tip. They still make hairspray.
Oh, okay.
Of course. They will never stop making hairspray, Josh. Ever.
I'm trying bluebells from seed this year.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay.
Got 'em in Texas.
You got them in Texas.
I got them in Texas.
All them Texans always just giving out bluebells to everybody.
Giving them.
They're like, you Tennesseans need to be growing bluebell.
From Lukenbach. We bought it at the store in Lukenbach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Great,
That's
cool
cool.
place.
Yes.
I love Texas.
And starting seed is just cool no matter what. And Pam, hey, Cosmos are cool too. I mean, let's be honest. Cosmos are awesome.
Cosmos are great, really easy to grow. Yeah. Just.
They get way bigger than you think they do. So
And
get ready for
they
that.
spread fast.
They can.
I think
Mine's coming back.
our garden
Yeah.
was
It's
taken
looking
over
good.
by orange ones last year, and it was scary, honestly.
Yeah. You'll see those oranges.
Frightened?
Yeah. Why? Because if you touch the seed heads, they explode.
Yes, explosions.
Gonna go everywhere. They're great.
They create a whole new cosmos right there in front of
Ah, there it is.
you. Boom.
It's amazing. Cloud of Cosmos. Hey, we got a question about zinnia seeds from Miriam, friend of the show. Hey,
Miriam.
Good
Hey,
morning.
Good morning.
Miriam says, any tips for sowing zinnia seeds? I mean, those will grow anywhere. You can just scatter them. Like that. Mine reseed themselves. I don't really buy seeds anymore for that because I just let the seed heads drop and then they go in. I will say some varieties get huge. They get like, I've had them get
Very
like
tall,
7-8
like,
foot tall, and their stem will be giant and chunky. Now, you do need to have soil up around it because I've learned in the past that those will start to fall over if they're not planted deep enough. So that's really my only tip. And then they can handle full all day sun.
I started some. I'm going to start some of those this weekend. I think from seed as well. Because I like to control them a little bit more because we're kind of orderly at the house.
I get it.
So get them going, and they grow like crazy, and they're absolutely lovely.
It's one of those things that you can have the most satisfaction with.
Yep.
In that they go in the ground and they're gonna come up. They have a really great germination rate. Also, neurotically, I really like they have this like little like pointy tip and then a kind of rounded bottom end. But I just like putting the pointy tip down in the soil because it goes in so easy, and just do it upright like that. I've never had any issues.
Yeah.
There
It's
you
fine.
go. Yeah.
I think
Zinnias
you're-
are great to grow.
Well, it's like if you ever want to do a wildflower bed or area or whatever. Zinnias are like the staple of it. It's like you can count on them. Not gonna change. They're always gonna be up and cheery in the summertime. Like count on those. Like do more zinnias than anything.
Great
if you
cut
want that
flower.
whole great
They're a
cut
little
flower.
bit goofy when they're on their own. I'm not gonna lie, because they have that one stem and they have a bunch of blooms, so they kind of do like.
But if you
this.
plant like a mass
but if
of
you
them,
plant
I always
them
sow
all
a lot of
together,
seeds
Yeah.
together.
That's what I'm saying. It's the backbone of the whole thing.
And
then
I
you
would
mix
say
other things
too,
around
if
it.
you've got kids, a lot of people ask about gardening with their kids. What's something easy to grow?
Absolutely.
That one is a great one. They germinate so fast. It's almost like the next day you start seeing it. And they're so easy. So easy. You can grow them in pots. You can grow them in the ground.
So many varieties, sizes.
So many.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Butterfly magnet.
Thumbelina are the tiny ones. You've got the cactus blooms. Oh, there's so many.
Like you said with kids, the zinnias with the sunflowers. What a great picture in the summertime.
Oh.
Get them started early, folks.
Family photo shoot.
Not to mention
yeah.
cross-pollination, just by naturally them coming up, and then you get next year's seeds and you get weird colors.
You might.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's cool about
true.
it. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Helen is asking a question on YouTube about Isley. I returned to Bates to get an Isley pine I had seen there 2 days earlier. It was gone. You snooze, you lose. That's what she said, not me. Are there good days of the week to check back for new Isley arrivals?
Oh, that's a tricky question.
That
Because
is.
not necessarily. Now, this was our first like kind of piece of an order. And I say piece, it was a big piece of the puzzle, like for sure. I mean, it was a big order. But it's just our first one, and it's not going to be the last one. We typically nowadays have at least 2 shipments of Isley, if not 3, in the spring. So it's not something you can just check back, every few days, and we might have a new Isley. Like, that's a whole thing coming out of Oregon, to load that truck, get it here, a lot of money, all the whole thing. So it's not just like you're going to see it every week or whatever, but yes, there is going to be at least 1 more, if not 2 more shipments of Isley stuff. And you know what? Let us know what kind of pine you want, because we might be able to find it elsewhere, even if it's not from Isley. A lot of people grow a lot of the same stuff. So let us know what kind of pine you were thinking about.
Yeah, if you don't mind emailing us at gardeninginsideout@gmail.com, that will stay in our inbox so we can help you out there and communicate through
You
that
could bribe
email.
an associate, too, to hold one back for you right off the truck.
That is
Ooh, don't start that,
illegal.
Josh. Don't you do it. No.
But you can phone shop at Bates, and you can also shop online. We encourage you to check the Bates Nursery website for inventory updates, because we do keep it updated.
I do tell people that a lot when they come in, especially in houseplants, and they're looking, they're like, I'm not sure if I want it, but it's the only one, but I need to go home. And I'm like, well, if you go home and you decide you want it, go ahead and get on our website. Buy it on the website. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get it, because somebody might have it on their cart at that same time. But
During
that is something,
peak
if you get
season.
home and you're full of regret and you're like, I should have bought it, that's the way you can get it a little bit faster, or just speed back to Bates.
Yep.
Be here at the gate when we open, ready to get your new plant. Are we ready to get a new question?
Sure.
I think so.
All right. Do you have a favorite Japanese maple for spring interest?
The spring interest.
And this is from Acer Lee, who also sent a picture
Lee.
of his Katsura, but I don't believe we have it. It was on Instagram.
do.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Let's throw it up. He
throw it up.
says
Lee.
his Katsura is popping. I have
Look
a
at
Katsura
that.
and I love it. Mine's not quite this far along yet, and I actually just pruned mine last week. I can't wait. This one, I love this one.
Well, Katsura being one of the greatest for the spring flush. I typically, in Middle Tennessee anyway, have become more accustomed to loving the spring show more so than the fall show
Absolutely.
of Japanese maples. That's
Yeah.
not every year. Some fall shows are great.
I have one that's fall show.
Yeah, but the spring show is always great in Middle Tennessee. It's not just like some falls we have good fall. It ain't like that. Every single spring is great with Japanese maples, and there is a lot that have really cool new growth.
Do you have a favorite? I mean, this one's my favorite because it comes out and it looks like a rainbow in a way, a Japanese maple rainbow.
I love Katsura for sure. One of my favorite maples, and definitely for the spring show and fall show and just awesomeness. Lajima Sanego. You said it. Yeah,
you
Google
did
it.
say it.
Mhm. That is
You
a
said Google
random,
it. Go
weird maple, okay?
I'm going to do it.
Do it. Lajima
LEG.
Sanego. 2 words, I love that maple. It is fantastic. We sell it here. It's got like green stems over the wintertime.
All of them, the red ones in particular, look spectacular when they just wake up and they throw their hair out there and shake it in the wind.
Oh.
Yes, Josh.
My Tamukiyama, Mr. Wu, bless his heart.
Oh, he's gone.
I'm not finding it.
Oh.
I look forward to it every single year. So.
Here, Tyler.
Tyler's got Google
spelling it.
pulled up on the big
spelling it
screen.
wrong.
Hold on,
Wow.
watch. Here we go, Tyler. That's how it's spelled.
okay.
You got it?
Okay, yeah, I spelled it entirely wrong.
It's okay, man. It's okay, man.
Like that you even knew how to spell it. I would have been like, no idea.
I'm going to give it a good try.
I've been looking at this thing for years. I love this plant.
Hey,
It's
while we're looking
fantastic.
for that, we did get another Japanese maple question in. What is the best month to fertilize Japanese maples?
if you need to fertilize for any reason, like if you're seeing yellowing, chlorosis, whatever, like you can do it when it's actively growing. We always talk about that in the early spring. Whenever it's pushing new growth. I do recommend not necessarily over fertilizing Japanese maples.
You usually say don't really do it.
If you don't need to, don't do it. From what I've read over the years and seen this, is that you just don't want to overdo it, or you're going to lessen the fall color at the end of the season. Is that always true? Every plant's different. I don't know. But if your plant is struggling, if you've seen, like I said, some yellowing leaves and we need to get it back healthy, then let's do that very soon and let's fertilize that plant as it's needed. But if it's not needed, let it be. Look at that.
All right. This is from Isley Nursery's website. And you can see the spring color right here, this red.
But the green petioles, that's what kills me. The petioles are the little stem that connects the leaf to the stem, and you see the green stems tucked back in there too?
Oh, yeah. That's cute.
Money. It's got green veins, y'all, green veins.
And they're broad. They're not, it's
a broadleaf, yeah, and it's a dark foliage like that, but those green veins kill me. I like subtle, very subtle, weird things about plants, and those green veins are money power. What does it say? Oh, the literal name, sand sprinkled. Oh, it's sand sprinkled.
Tiny green spots.
Oh my gosh, that's cute.
Y'all.
That's cute.
I'm telling you, I love that plant.
I really like that butterfly one that we get.
That's a good. That's variegated.
The variegated,
kind of pinkish, whitish,
pink,
greenish.
green,
Oh, that
white.
one's cool.
Wow.
That one is cool.
Additional support for Gardening Inside Out is brought to you by Bates Nursery and Garden Center, a third-generation nursery located in Nashville, Tennessee, and 20-time recipient for Nashville's Best Garden Center, offering the widest selection of new arrivals for fall, like specimen conifers, Japanese maples, and pansies in nearly every color. Open year-round, minutes from the heart of Nashville in beautiful Whites Creek, Tennessee. Browse their selection online anytime at batesnursery.com. Bates Nursery and Garden Center, beautifying Nashville since 1932.
Right, we got more live questions, and Michael is asking a follow-up question for the Vine Foundation plant that we discussed. What about native wisteria? Will that mess your foundation up? There were a lot of sighs that just
I'd
came
still
out
give
of
some healthy
multiple
distance.
people.
Oh, for sure. I mean, native is a good thing. If you're going to plant one, it's nice that it would be a native, but it's still a vigorous vine.
And it's going to get woody.
You really wouldn't want to plant it right up against the house anyway. I mean, I wouldn't think, but I mean, in an arbor situation, but be real careful. What some of the Chinese and I guess they're Japanese as well. They're going to take over the trees. They're going to run to your yard. I mean, go to eastern North Carolina when the dogwoods are blooming because they usually the wisteria is going too. So you've got dogwoods on the ground and purple trees. I mean, it's crazy over there.
With those vines, this is the situation where you want to build some kind of structure out away from the house or building or whatever, and then let it grow up on that. And what do you say? Like maybe at least 3 feet?
Oh.
3 to 6 feet,
maybe even further,
Further.
Yeah. So Michael, let's not even the native one. We probably don't want to plant that right next to your foundation.
Nah.
And then Kelly is saying, speaking of buyer's regret, I snoozed on getting an Edgeworthia. It looks as though there's no remaining in stock at Bates. Will y'all be getting any in the spring? Yes.
Yeah.
Austin, you still have your sign?
Huh?
Because Carol wants to know how to spell that again, so maybe you could put it out there and.
Can anybody see that?
Zoom.
Zoom. Enhance.
Yes, enhance.
LIJIMASUNAGO.
Yep, that's a U.
That's a U.
Sonego.
Don't be like me and think it's an I.
Yes, Carol.
Carol, did you get that?
She
Shout
got
out
it.
to Carol. Good to see
you
your
could
name.
freeze frame on it, and you could come back into it and get it going. We need a Sharpie in the studio.
We do need a Sharpie. You do not have a Sharpie in your pocket?
I always have a Sharpie in my pocket.
He had one the whole time.
Okay.
Would you look at that?
Sharpie.
Feel free to email us too, so we can hit you back with that as well.
Yes, we can get it to you.
Yeah.
All right. Is it possible to lay down any shrubs to transport in a smaller car?
Boy, is it.
You look so excited to talk about
Oh,
this.
man. Packing a car full of plants is one of my favorite things to do.
How many shrubs do you want in your car?
Oh,
They're-
People ask me, how many you think you can fit in there? All of them.
I have seen this man pack so many shrubs
Oh,
in a
baby.
very small, little bitty Honda.
That
Yeah.
was one
You
of
know
my
the one I'm
best
talking
He
activities.
gave a Honda Accord arborvitae wings.
Man. and sent it on
And
down.
it was glorious.
It don't matter what you buy for the most part here. We're going to fit it. We're going to find a way. We can get creative, okay? And yeah, we're going to lay them down.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Seats fold down, trunks open up.
Oh.
Cord.
That's right.
A little piece of twine here or there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want it, we're fitting it, okay?
Oh yeah.
Just we're doing it.
Watching,
you
it's
might
like
wanna
an
bring a
art
tarp.
form watching this man load a car. In the spring, when people are like, I don't know, we get new bag loaders, which it is. You have to kind of learn how to load cars and how to do it. Austin will step in and be like,
Yep.
I got this.
Yep.
Everything lights up. The parking lot sets to fire. It's wildly insane.
He's confident. He's gentle. He handles with care.
Is he?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Please
Yes.
cover your car before you get this man putting plants in.
Let's talk hydrangeas. Please discuss hydrangeas. Which ones are your favorite and why?
Oh yeah.
I know your favorite.
Oh, yeah. But there's a lot of hydrangeas that are great. Let's be honest. We live in a great spot for hydrangeas, okay? I mean, my personal favorite is the Incredible hydrangea. If you know me at all, it's certainly my favorite, okay? Does it want a little afternoon shade? Usually, yes. Can it handle full sun? Yes, it can, but it needs some water. It's a little bit thirsty in that full sun spot, but it can handle it. It's an arborescens type of hydrangea, so a little bit different species. It's like your classic Annabelles, okay? Except it's an improved variety of Annabelle is why I like it. Now, are there plenty hardy other varieties? Most definitely. Any panicle hydrangea, your
I
most
love
classic.
panicle. They're the easiest, I think.
By far the easiest, probably. I mean, we're talking like Limelight, Little Lime, Bobo, all those ones that can handle full sun literally from start of the day to the end of the day. They're fine. Quickfire being one of my personal favorites, when it comes to that. Hey, Rachel, you've got a quickfire in your house. Right
Rachel,
on the corner.
talk about that.
Rachel, it's huge.
Rachel
it's
can.
massive.
It is huge.
It
It's
is.
taller than Adam.
Yeah, and it's
And
great.
Adam is
That's saying
tall.
something, too.
Most definitely. Yeah, I've seen it. It is large. So, yeah, panicle hydrangeas, like Caroline said, probably the easiest of the hydrangeas. You know, a lot of people love their oak leaf hydrangeas. I mean, they give great fall color. That's right, Tyler, you do. They got
Classic.
the peely bark. Great fall color. Still a nice show in the spring. They're one of the first ones to bloom. And they get very large if you need something. So, you know what, y'all? There's a hydrangea for you.
Oh, there's so many different kinds.
No matter
You
what
didn't
spot
mention
you
the fall
got.
color.
Josh looks like he
I
wants to
started
say
with
something.
fall color.
Did you?
Tyler, yes.
Well, then I didn't hear you.
Eclipse.
Yes, I was going to say that
Oh.
too, Josh.
The macrophylla. Yeah.
A newcomer.
Uh-huh.
Me, Josh, and David,
Yeah.
and
I like mine
Adam.
too.
Yep, and Rachel. We all have
Yeah.
them.
I
That
bought mine on the eclipse.
Hey, Rachel.
yours is special.
Uh-huh.
It's got
Mine
extra
is too.
eclipse powers then.
Yeah.
That's
It
right.
does.
Yeah.
There's so many kinds of hydrangeas, y'all. You got to come out when we get them and take a look at them. You got to get out here.
Get
I
your
like
new
the
favorite.
unusual ones. I mean, with the unusual blooms. The old traditional ones, meh, I can take them.
I like them all.
Yeah.
I don't think I've met a hydrangea that I don't like.
Yeah.
Nope, I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Some people.
I've got oak leaf, panicle, macrophylla. I've got them.
Yeah, you probably have every species of them now. You have a
think
serrata. The weirdest one is the serratas that we call like the mountain or the lace cap style.
I do have some serrata.
If I was doing a little woodland native bed, I would have those tucked in.
Uh-huh.
I feel like on their own they're a little different. I don't know why, but some of them are incredibly showy and colorful.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's just a different style bloom, totally. But they're equally as pretty, if you ask me. I grow a few of those at the house. They're called blue billows.
Yeah.
Love them. They're slower than Christmas, but I love them.
Stargazers.
We'll be
are great.
seeing those pictures soon.
Stargazer.
And they're like a little landing platform for bees and
Pollinators
stuff.
for sure.
Butterflies.
They love them.
They're great. Hey, Joyce is saying, back around to the wisteria. Go
Joyce.
look at the wisteria at Cheekwood.
Yes.
Big, in all caps, support. Yeah, so if you want to see how big it gets and how much support it needs, take a look at that. And then Jay is saying, Caroline, thanks for the houseplant suggestions for my shower. It's thriving. Amazing. That makes me so happy.
Yes.
If I'm remembering you correctly, you also have a huge rose garden that I want to see pictures of eventually. I think you said you have I might be blowing this out of proportion, but 60 roses.
Okay.
So
I see you.
if I am correct in remembering
That's a busy
that,
lady.
that busy man,
Oh,
busy man, I would absolutely love, and I know you would too.
I'd love to see
You were
that.
talking about how one day you're going to be a rosarian.
I will.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that right now. But
It
this
does
guy
take
does.
a lot of time.
And if you got 60 roses, you're out there. You are out there doing it, and you are a gardener
That's
to the max.
incredible.
And I love it.
Absolutely incredible.
We're not worthy.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Seriously,
worthy.
show us pictures of that. I need it. I need that in my life.
And speaking of roses and earth mix, let's get one more question in. What earth mix products would be best to fill a news raised bed for hybrid tea and English roses?
There it is.
I'm going landscape on that.
Yeah, I
one.
was about to say.
Great rose mix, y'all.
Landscape.
It's
Yeah.
a great rose mix.
I've got some roses in pots and I grow them in landscape.
It's fantastic. I love that mix for almost anything, but roses are no different.
Don't forget your supernatural too.
Top dress, baby.
There
I
you
grow
go.
container lavender and the catmint in landscape.
It's fantastic.
Ain't got to worry
Fantastic.
about it.
That's right.
There you go. All right, folks. Music means that this edition of Gardening Inside Out is coming to a close.
Hold on. So sorry. Jay says he has 200 roses. Oh, Jay.
Well,
we
you
got to
just
see those.
major
Certainly
props.
are not
All right, Jay, you come out and talk to me today. I missed you
Austin
somehow.
is,
You've got 200 roses.
I was actually telling Austin about you after we talked, so I'm
yeah.
glad this was right. Look at those eyes.
Jay.
Huge.
Come
Rachel
see
Chapman.
me today. Bring roses.
Spectacular job.
Yes, Rachel.
Rachel, good work.
Amazing.
Tyler, spectacular.
Tyler,
job.
great to have you on this side.
Love to see your face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
David is
yeah.
scheduled to be back next week, but everybody
That's right.
sent him birthday wishes. It was
Yes,
his birthday.
happy birthday, David.
Rachel, you can fire up the music again, and
We talk so
Go
much.
long. It's our show. We can go as long as we want to.
That's
Go another 30.
Yeah, folks, we do appreciate you joining us. Like, share, subscribe, do everything. Tell everybody about it, because Gardening Inside Out comes to you every Saturday morning right here from Bates Nursery and Garden Center in the Green Room Studios. We'll see you next Saturday, 8 o'clock.
bye.
Bye, Ty.
I'm going back behind the computer. Thank you for tuning into the Gardening Inside Out podcast. If you're looking for more information or more from your hosts, don't forget that we have a live Saturday morning broadcast, 8 a.m. Central Time, on YouTube and Facebook. You can also follow us on our Instagram channel. That's @Gardening Inside Out for more posts, reels, and in-depth dives to topics and things we've discussed on the show. If our content resonates with you, consider giving us a follow, like, and subscription on all of our social media pages. See you next time.